Hey guys, we're here for season 2. This is the Living in Key West podcast. We are Greg and Stephanie with the Island Collective Realty. Stephanie.
Yeah.
What is going on, my girl?
What is not going on?
I don't know. Right now, there's a lot going on in Key West. There is Fantasy Fest. Mm-hmm. There is a little bit of cooler weather coming through, which is really nice. And then I always think it's a little crazy because you have Fantasy Fest, which is, I would say, probably the biggest event that happens in Key West, or at least
one of the biggest, one of the most enduring also.
Yeah, to be followed up, like you get like a week or a week and a half, 2 weeks break. And then you have the powerboat races, which is also a very large event. It takes up the entire Truman Annex.
Yep.
But that's probably our favorite event is the boat races. So we're very excited that is coming. If anyone on here is watching and you got to hook up to give us some VIP, we'll go there. Maybe do a little podcast from your station.
We would love to podcast from like the village in like I'm calling it that. I don't know that's officially called that, but like
it will be soon.
Like the powerboat village in the annex where everyone kind of sets up. I think that would be like such an amazing place to podcast, talk to people who are local. And I have a lot of questions about the whole industry, like just understanding. I just have a lot of questions about it. It's just one of those things.
It would actually be a better, that would be an interview. We're interviewing 100%. Someone.
That's what I'd love to do. Yeah.
Preferably maybe one of the owners.
I would love that.
The drivers can join if they want. But
totally. I think it's all interesting how it all works together and how the teams are formed and like what a day-to-day, what their schedule is and, with the travel and everything. I have a lot of questions about it just because I'm a curious mind. So, I'd love to connect with someone. So if there is anyone listening who is a part of one of those powerboat teams or knows someone who is, we'd love the opportunity to
let us
talk with them. Yeah, DM us or, email. You can get a hold of us 100 ways.
Yeah.
Also, I just do want to point out, I did some set design before we sat down to do our
follow.
So if you're watching this on video, you can see I have out some candles and some pumpkins. So it's very
these
fun.
are
and witch hats.
These are not real candles.
No, they're not. They're flameless, but they're very cute.
But they're great because they're chargeable. So you can just, when they flame out, you just charge them up, and then they're good for like days.
Yeah, and you're not going to burn your house down.
Yeah, they go literally all day until they're time to be charged. So.
So it is fall. It has been feeling more fallish. We've been indulging in all the Halloween movies, the non-scary ones though. We don't watch scary Halloween movies. Who the heck
watches like Freddy and It and
Jeepers
Creepers and Jason and Saw and all of that?
Michael Myers.
Yeah, no one. Sorry, guys. That's a little technical difficulty. I maybe should have turned my Bluetooth off. I think my mic setup is keeps trying to pick up the phone. So,
do you want to turn your on your phone?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we've been watching the non-scary Halloween movies. So we highly recommend Hocus Pocus. I think that's my number one. It's just so
that
like
is
the original
least scary one. It's a little spooky when the guy comes out of the ground, right? But I think I got cut off, but like, do you like scary movies?
Yeah, like really scary movies?
Like, no.
Yeah.
Why do I want that? I wake up in the middle of the night, go downstairs to get a snack or something.
Yeah, and you're scared the whole time.
And I'm scared the whole time? I don't want that.
No.
I want to be able to not be scared in my own house. Now,
you're not scared the Sanderson sisters might be down here when you come back? No.
If they are, they are. I feel like I can outwit them.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
They're the least of my worries. Now, they're a little powerful, but, I'd much rather them than freaking Saw down here and
Jigsaw.
Yeah,
isn't that his name?
I don't know.
The Saw guy is Jigsaw.
I try not to look at any of it.
You try not to know any of them.
Yeah.
But remember, there was
scared of it too.
That funny thing that was going on. It's like kind of quieted down, which is funny as we're getting closer to like Halloween.
I know. I think that they just went a little too hard, too quick.
Yeah,
which
they could have.
Kind of what you have to do, right? With social media,
Yeah.
you kind of have to just, you have to utilize and
like ride the wave.
Yeah. You got to get there.
But
so,
there was a girl, I think Mara is how you say her name. If you're not on TikTok and you don't know what we're talking about, there is a girl, Mara, who completely out of the blue back in probably mid-September made this. She's like an unknown.
This just shows you the power of social media.
It shows you the power of social media. Total unknown. But she made some completely unsolicited random video saying that if she ever had to like one-on-one fight one of the classic horror villains or monsters, that she felt like she could take Jeepers Creepers. She was like, I'm not scared of him. Like, I definitely feel like I could defeat him. Evidently, unbeknownst to I think Mara and everyone else, Jeepers Creepers has long had a presence on TikTok, and he found out about Mara saying that she could take him, and then it became this whole hilarious running joke where he was like making these videos where he was like sniffing a piece of paper and then he turned it around and it was a screenshot of Mara from her video, and he made like a t-shirt with Mara on it, but then all the other like Halloween villains started joining in. So then like Freddy Krueger's on TikTok.
Need to do a wellness check on her.
Yeah. Michael's on TikTok.
Any
I think
horror
Pennywise
movie
joined,
person you can think of.
Is it Pinhead joined? Jigsaw from Saw joined. Every
Someone
horror
else
villain
we've never even seen.
The scary, like super scary, like horror villains all were joining in and like making these reply videos. Like they were basically ganging up on Mara. Anyways, hilarious because it like took on a life of its own. I mean, it really caught fire. Like I said, I feel like it's kind of burned out now. Like, which is funny because we're coming into Halloween, but hilarious. That's the reason you have, in my opinion, TikTok is, or any social media, is because it's these things that sort of like bring us together and they bring you a little bit of like joy and, a laugh. Maybe not Mara, but everyone else, a laugh. Everyone was like, Mara, you're on your own. And then they would comment on the Jeepers Creepers videos when you make them. They would be like, hey, Big Jeep, just wanted to let you know it was Mara, or it's not just us. Mara, right? I didn't say nothing, whatever. So it's just I actually think the TikTok comment section is some of the funniest stuff that you can find on the internet. Yeah. But anyway, so yeah.
I will say with this podcast, we've gotten way sidetracked because I wanted to start it off with saying that we opened our own brokerage.
Yes.
Which is very exciting. It's the Island Collective Realty. I am the principal broker, and Stephanie is my wonderful agent.
Boss.
Yes, the boss. Agent / boss. But I'm the broker.
Yes, Greg is really the boss.
It's our company, and we are very excited for it. So, hey, if you're listening and you're in the Keys and you're an agent and you've been thinking about, hey, maybe I should switch, or maybe you haven't been thinking of it, but now you see that we're brokers and you want to, reach out to us. Worst that happens is we have a confidential chat. So reach out to us, send us a DM, text me, whatever.
Yeah, absolutely. We'd love to chat with you. And I think we should take like 2 minutes to briefly describe, and this is just for people's information, because I think a lot of people don't really understand the real estate, how it works, and a sales associate and a broker, and like what that means and what it means to have your own brokerage. I think a lot of times people who are in real estate tend to talk over other people's heads who are not in real estate, and it's important that people understand it. So I think we can take just a minute to talk about the structure of it.
Sure.
So I'll explain it. So basically, when you first and I'm going to speak directly to Florida because every state has different laws and requirements. So anything I say, this has to do with Florida real estate.
State of Florida.
Right. So we are licensees in the state of Florida. So when you take your real estate license test and become licensed in the beginning, every licensee has to work as a sales associate for at least the first 2 years. And you have to, when you're a sales associate, you have to put your license with a broker. So you have to work under, basically the idea is under the tutelage of a broker so that you're able to learn and become, more knowledgeable before you become a broker if you so choose to do that. Now you can be a real estate sales associate for your entire the rest of your life. You don't ever have to become
a lot do.
So you don't ever have to become a broker. And the benefits of that is you don't take on, the responsibility and frankly liability, and just some of the things that come with being a broker. So when you're a sales associate, what happens is that as payment for having your license with that broker and that brokerage, you do a split on the money that you make, and that split is completely determined by you and your broker, and you guys talk about that before you hang your license with that broker. But then after your 2 years is up in Florida, you have the opportunity to then take the broker test, become a broker, and you can also be a broker who never has your own brokerage, and
you're a broker associate.
You're a broker associate. So your license is still with a brokerage, but you're not the broker, you're not the principal broker. So you are just a broker associate. So you theoretically you have more information because you've studied and taken and successfully gotten your broker's license, but you don't have your own brokerage, or you can open your own brokerage, which is what Greg chose to do. So
yep.
That's what that means. So basically what that means now is this is our company. Greg is the boss. He is the head broker. And anyone who is a sales associate or a broker associate, anyone who wants to hang their license with our brokerage and work with us, they are able to do that. And so that's ultimately what that means. So anyone who's in real estate would understand that. But I always think it's interesting to explain the dynamics that
because you're
people
right.
get confused.
A lot of people just don't quite understand.
Yeah. Understandably, because
which is fine.
Most people don't explain this kind of stuff. That's why I wanted to talk about it, is because a lot of people get confused, or they don't, they think, they don't understand the jargon, frankly, is what it is, understandably. So it is very exciting. We're very excited to not only continue to help our amazing clients, because we've been so lucky to work with the most amazing people, truly. And we every day get an opportunity to talk to really amazing people who are hoping to buy or potentially sell their property in the Florida Keys. And we're honored to be a part of that journey, no matter, which side of that you're on. But I'm actually very excited to bring on other agents into the brokerage. That's exciting to me, because I like the idea of, growing our team.
Yeah.
And a big part of the reason that we did name the brokerage, the Island Collective, is because we really do think of our work as building a collective of clients, but then also at this point in our journey, a collective of agents who want to be part of something that is positive, collaborative. They feel supported. We hear that a lot from agents who don't really feel supported, or don't really feel like they're getting what they were hoping. And that's okay, because there's, a million different brokerages and a million different structures and a million different ways that people work. So not to say anything bad of that, but if there are agents who are seeking to be part of something that does feel, more team-centric, I'm saying a lot of things and you're not really saying anything. So I don't want to
There's nothing to correct.
I don't want to, like, if you're like, oh no, I want to say it a different way, but
no. I agree with everything that you're saying. I was just,
agreeing.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, I think our whole thing is we want our agents to feel supported.
Yeah.
I want you to sell more than me. I mean, yes, I will still be selling and listing and all that stuff, but dang it, if I sell 10 properties, I want you to sell 20, and I'll be ecstatic for it.
So happy.
Like, it
genuinely
that seems to get a little lost, I think, because other people are still selling. So kind of,
it creates a strange dynamic.
It's very competitive.
It's a competitive
It's a strange dynamic, but I am all for your success. I think we'll run things a little different than probably a lot of brokers, as far as just being collaborative, really rooting you on and wanting you to be successful.
Coaching you as much as we can, providing any help that we possibly can. I mean, I don't think it's probably lost on anyone who's listening to this. We've had great success in social media, organic social media, and we are always thrilled to share any insights or knowledge or strategies, anything that has worked for us or that we're seeing working currently. We are open books. So anyone who works with us, if they can benefit from things we've done right or things we've done wrong. We are so pleased and happy to share that. And we really want everyone to succeed, because we just feel like it's a rising tide lifts all boats.
Yep.
And there's enough success and work to go around. And so hopefully we will attract people who feel really passionate in that way as well.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, I think we're also not going to be a brokerage that just literally takes every single agent that says, hey, I want to be with your brokerage.
No.
And that's not a knock on you. That's just how we're going to operate. And, we'll have a sit down and we'll talk with you guys and kind of go over and see if we vibe and we're a good fit. Because once again, our goal is to be collaborative and really cheer each other on and like each other. So,
well, and I think you and I both throughout our careers and our lives have, through lots of different areas, built enough teams and been on teams to see what happens when things are amiss and when things are balanced and working correctly and positive and collaborative. And, if you have one person who throws the dynamic off, it can send ripples. And so, we are very mindful of, in our lives, but then also, in our businesses, we are very mindful of the energies and the people that we do have around. And it's important to us that everyone feels very uplifted and safe and, safe to shine as bright as they can, and safe to bring their troubles and be supported in that. And that's extremely important, extremely rare as well. But that's, to your point, when you're saying it's not just anyone who wants to come work with us. Yes, because it needs to be a right fit.
Yeah,
because
we want it to be a right fit. We want everyone to,
everyone to feel really good, to be really happy, to feel like they have a place, to feel like they're supported, and to feel safe. And that's the most important, to me, that's the most important thing, is everyone feels safe to show up, warts and all, get help when they're having trouble, not feel like they have to hide that. And also really loudly celebrate their wins and not feel like they have to kind of like downplay that. So
no, like I said, I mean, I really want you to destroy me as far as like
I think
sales goes.
That would be a huge testament to your leadership and your mentorship. I want you to just, once again, if I'm selling 10, I want you to sell 100. Yeah.
So,
we believe in that. Absolutely.
I am perfectly okay with you being more successful as an agent and selling more properties than I am, because my goal is to really build a team and build everyone up and kind of go from there.
Mentor everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So we are very excited about that. As you can tell, been thinking about.
So if you're an agent, reach out.
Yeah, absolutely. Reach out.
We'll
totally confidential.
Yeah.
That's another thing, is like, you don't have to feel, I know that it gets weird, if you're with a brokerage and you're kind of thinking about maybe making a move and feeling like, is that going to get back around to my broker? Is it going to be weird? No. You would never have to worry. Any conversation, it doesn't matter how it ends up, falling. If you come over, if you don't come over, it's strictly between.
I mean, they'll find out if you join us, but
Well, yeah. But I'm saying, yeah. They would eventually find out.
Yeah.
But you're not going to let the cat out of the bag before someone makes a decision.
Yeah, and you may say you're not a fit with us.
Totally.
So,
absolutely.
Reach out to us.
Yeah, absolutely. And it doesn't actually change anything for anyone that's wanting to work with us. It's the exact same. You reach out. The difference is that now we work exclusively under our brokerage and our brand.
Yeah, it changes nothing for our buyers, sellers, anything like that. Nope. It's just our brokerage.
Yep. That's it. So now you have an explanation, a little bit of education on sales associates, broker associates, brokers, what that all means, kind of how it all works. And Greg had a little Bluetooth thing there again. So,
geez, McKees. I don't know if this is the platform that I used before, but I mean, it seems to be working. I don't know if
you use like GarageBand or something?
This is GarageBand.
Oh, okay.
Maybe this is what I use. It just doesn't look.
So if you
they could have updated
if you turn the Bluetooth off on your computer, would that?
I don't know. If it's doing it this infrequent, then we're just going to write it out for this one, and then in the future, I'll make sure it's off on my phone.
Okay. So circling back a little bit to what we were talking about before, which is Fantasy Fest.
Yep.
So a lot of people ask us about Fantasy Fest, like when we're on our social media. When Greg's doing his lives in the morning on TikTok, a lot of people ask about it.
Can I cut you off for 1 second and say I've had a thought in a couple times, but so for our TikTok, we just hit 155,000 followers.
Oh, yeah.
And on our Facebook page, we just hit 85,000 followers.
Yep.
So thank you, everyone that follows along our journey.
Yes.
Follows along for Key West, whatever. We really appreciate it. And thank you for following along.
Yeah.
And you obviously reach out if you want to buy something.
Greg's so like used to signing off everything by saying that
that is how I sign off my lives.
Yeah. No, but we do.
You kind of got to beat people over the head with it, right?
Do.
I mean,
well, someone could have just popped in 30 seconds ago and you've been on for an hour and a half and they just came in and you say
that's exactly it. So someone who stays on for the whole hour, they're like, man, that dude said that like, and I don't really like, it's not nonstop, but I'll say it, 4 or 5 times throughout an hour.
Yeah.
But if you literally just hopped on, well, that's your first time hearing it.
Yeah.
So congratulations.
But we do genuinely appreciate anyone who chooses to spend their time on social media and on the internet with us, because Lord knows there is plenty. We have an airplane going over. Sorry, you can hear it. There's plenty of places that you can spend your time on social media. So if you choose to spend it on any of our platforms, we are genuinely and sincerely grateful that you do choose to spend time with us. So thank you for following.
Yep.
Okay.
Back to Fantasy
Fest. So, a lot of people ask us about it, or they're not like totally sure what it is. It's basically like a huge 10-day party, and it definitely leans to the adult side. Now there's like over the course of the 10 days, there's somewhere in the neighborhood of about like 60 individual events. So there's like Dante's pool parties. I want to say there's
a lot of pool parties,
like drag shows.
There's a lot of shows, a lot of everything.
Pet masquerade,
zombie bike
ride. There's a couple of different parades.
Parade, Goombay Fest.
I mean, there's so many things. So it's a 10-day celebration of Halloween, certainly like this time of year, but then I think also just sort of like the spirit of Key West as well. So it's kind of like an amalgamation, I think, of those two things. But like I said, it does definitely lean towards like the adult side. It's not necessarily something I would be like, bring your kids to Fantasy Fest by any stretch. No. But if you happen to be on the island during Fantasy Fest, especially during the day, you should be fine. And there are some things that you can do with your kids related to Fantasy Fest. So as we were talking about, zombie bike ride, Goombay, the parade, and the street festival, and then also the pet masquerade would be totally safe things to take your kids to.
Yeah, I mean, pet masquerade, 100%. Yeah. That's definitely the most family friendly.
Well, there's a kids. Pet
masquerade is definitely most family friendly. I think I got cut off.
Yep. Yeah. So,
and that's actually, if you're listening to this, I doubt I'll post it on Tuesday. It'll be Wednesday. So technically it will be Wednesday night. I think it's Pet Masquerade.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you're posting this on Wednesday and it's tonight.
It'll be that night.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wednesday night.
Wednesday night. But I wanted to give a tiny history on Fantasy Fest. So Fantasy Fest actually started back in like the late 70s, like late, I want to say 79, because what the island was finding was, and if you've been around long enough, you know that the high season in Key West is actually like the winter months, because people are escaping the cold up north, and so they come down here as far south as you can go inside of the United States and warm up. And so our high season is the winter, and it is that is our tourism industry sees a boom every year during that season. And so in the late 70s, they wanted to figure out how to extend basically high season. So high season really is like January, February, March,
a little into April, maybe a little into December.
Like you stretch it that way. You could maybe, say once you start getting into Thanksgiving time frame. So it's really in that. It's when it starts to get pretty cold other really places. Cold up north. Yeah, so it does depend a little bit, but they really wanted to try to extend high season and start it in October. And so that was the inception of Fantasy Fest, it was trying to create something that people would want to come to that would kick off the high season earlier and bring tourist dollars that were not already coming into the economy. So they started it was super small, but clearly it kind of caught fire and just picked up steam, and it's been growing and growing ever since. And it's a very, very popular celebration.
I mean, to give you an example, the zombie bike ride, I haven't actually seen numbers for it, but last year was like 10 or 11,000 people that participated in 10 or 11,000 people that participated in the zombie bike ride. So my guess is it was probably in that range. That's a lot of people riding their bicycles. And this year they actually ended the zombie bike ride on Duval, which is probably better, I think. It usually would end in the Truman Annex, but this makes more sense, right? You end where all the bars are, and it's just like it turns into a giant zombie party.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, so I think it's just another one of the. It was just a hope to drive or get tourists to come down, get people to come down and start enjoying the island earlier on in the season, earlier on in the high season, and extend the high season. And it does a good job of that. It does bring a lot of people. I was reading it brings about 75,000 people to the island over the course of
the 10 days.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's crazy. That adds up to a lot of dollars.
Influx of people.
Yeah. And otherwise kind of quiet time on the islands, because September is our slowest season every year. And then October, October's pretty slow until you get to Fantasy Fest. So that's sort of the long and short on Fantasy Fest. Also, before we go any further, I don't think you should cut out the quiet. I don't know if you'll be able to cut out I guess you can. You can try.
Yeah, I could do whatever.
But on the video, we're not going to.
I could cut that too.
Oh, okay. Whatever.
I don't know what I'll do. I'll probably just leave it as is, and people will have to suck it up for 2 seconds.
Yeah, we're having a little technical, like Greg was saying, the Bluetooth. So anyways, we'll rock with it this time, but we'll figure it out for next time. Okay, so we've covered Fantasy Fest. We've covered the Brokerage. We've covered Halloween movies.
Yep.
What else do we have to talk about? Win-win?
Do you want to?
Not really.
No.
Winnie passed back in April. If you follow us on social media, you probably know.
The crazy thing is, so Winnie unfortunately passed back in April, and I still get asked, honestly, almost every morning, where's Winnie? I think she just brought so much joy and light I mean, if you don't like dogs, well, we're maybe not the people for you, but I think she just brought so much joy and light to everyone that followed along. I mean, I say this, and it's actually not even really a joke. People didn't care about us. They care about Winnie. And, we've had people we've never talked to that we've been recently, like, because now we'll do our walks and it's by ourselves. And, they'll stop us and say, oh, where's the pup? We've never talked to him before. And, we see him when we walk by, but, dogs bring people together. And, we still have Perry, as you can tell. She's been couch potatoing this whole time. But, we really miss her. Yeah. It's been a sad
6 months.
6 months. Is that really what it's been? That's crazy. Well, we miss our Winnie, as does, everyone who's watching, I'm sure. So,
yeah. Adopt, don't shop.
Adopt, don't shop. Yeah.
She was our sweet little baby that we adopted. She couldn't walk when we got her. She was on death's door, and she brought us so much joy in our lives, so much happiness, so much joy to other people. She was the best, best, best girl. Truly such a blessing. And, she was in horrible shape when we got her. So if nothing else, I hope that Winnie's life and the joy that she brought is a testament that opens people's hearts to not only rescue, but also having foresight and the willingness to open your heart and open your eyes to a dog that maybe is down on their luck. And animals are always down on their luck because of the failure of humans. You have to remember that. So they're not damaged or broken or inherently bad in any way. If they are finding themselves in a difficult position where you're seeing them on the internet and they look terrible, awful, or they have an injury or something, that is because of the failure of humans. And I just implore people, and I hope that Winnie's life just allows people to maybe open up their mind and their heart a little bit and consider adopting, and even adopting a medically needy or, you know, differently abled or challenged in some way animal, because they are truly like the best thing that'll ever happen to you. So, yeah, but we miss our baby. A lot.
We miss her quite a bit.
Yeah.
You know, and Perry was rescued also. And when we rescued her, she was pretty much bald. And I mean, you guys see her now where she needs a haircut, but if she hasn't had her haircut, she's a beautifully fluffy she. And typically she has her hair dyed and in a mohawk. So, but she was not like that when we rescued her, and she's a sweet little angel right now. Yeah. So, and you know, I think a lot of people ask how's Perry doing without Winnie? And I think she's adjusting. Perry is definitely more of a follower, and Winnie was more of a leader. So, you know, it's tough if we try to go on walks with Perry. She wants to, before it wasn't that big of a deal. We could literally just leave Perry off leash and she would follow behind us because we had Winnie with us kind of leading the way. Now it's a little bit more difficult to take her on walks. She doesn't quite want to do them, but I have a little like satchel, like a sling, that I carry her in, and son of a gun, if that isn't her like little heaven, she just like, I walked with her the other morning on our live for probably 45 minutes. I let her out when we got to the beach, but other than that, she was in the sling, and by the time we were getting home, she was almost just all the way slunk down and, you know, as comfy as can be, and she doesn't really shake that much. I wish we could put her in the stroller, which we still have. I wish we could put her in the stroller and push her in that, but she just gets a little bit too scared, whereas in the sling, she doesn't. So, you know, we got to do what we got to do. So I like taking her out there, and, you know, people like seeing Perry too. So, you know, if we decide to go to the pet masquerade tomorrow, I don't know yet. We haven't decided. You know, we'll probably take Perry. That's going to require me to give her a bath and possibly do her mohawk up, which we haven't done in, 6 months. Yeah. So, yeah. Anyways, we're all adjusting. All adjusting. That's the update on Sweet Winnie, because I get asked all the time where Winnie is. Most of the time, I let my followers answer it, but obviously, sometimes I got to answer it. So, yes, and thank you for anyone who loves Winnie, loves Perry, asks after them. That means so much to us. So thank you. A ton of followers reach out to us. Yeah. Ton of followers reach out to us. We had one follower who does pottery and clay
we actually
work.
Really need to post about him too.
If you're watching this, we're going to post about it. It's just been obviously a little difficult, but he does a really cool technique, and I'm not going to do it justice now. When we do an actual post, it will be much better. But essentially, like, infuses the animal's hair into the pottery. You can't see it. It's not like there's just clumps of hair around. No. But it's in there, so you know it's kind of. So we mailed him some of Winnie's hair, and then he made this really cool vase, like a vase, maybe. Yeah, it's beautiful. But we'll do a separate individual post for that. But he did a really cool job. So, and I think it's a Middleton Clay project. They make beautiful pottery, so check them out. We'll tag them in the show notes as well, and then we'll do a post on social media. And yeah, if you're listening, please forgive us that we haven't done a post about it. It's not, we will. It is very much on our radar, and we are so grateful for your generosity. It really does mean so much. It's just very hard to post about Winnie or even really talk about her. So forgive us for our delay, but we will, and we will do your beautiful art justice. So, And then, my mom, who's a wonderful artist in herself. She's incredible. Drew a picture of Winnie, and it's very realistic looking. I treasure it so much because it really is such a beautiful. She did an excellent job. We need to get it framed so it can kind of last forever. Yeah. And then our friend Paige hired a local artist to do a drawing of Sweet Winnie. And the funny thing is, the picture that my mom drew and then the picture that I'm sure Paige provided the artist are the same photo, but their style of drawing is so different.
Yeah.
They're both are very unique and very cool.
Yeah.
So thank you to everyone who's reached out about Winnie, and we all know a lot of people who have had animals that have passed, and it's just very tough. And but you got to take it day by day, and here we are.
You grieve in your own way. Some people, immediately decide to fill the void by adopting another animal. And I think everyone's grief is different, and the way that they walk through that grief is different. And, so some people do that, and people have kind of asked us, like, will we get another one? And fun fact, at one point we had 5 of our own dogs. We are very much animal people. I would have cats too, but I am extremely allergic. I love cats, but I am very allergic to cats.
Rabbits, turtles,
I'm allergic to rabbits, chinchillas. I'm allergic to so many. I'm technically allergic to dogs, but I can handle dogs, and Shih Tzus in particular hypoallergenic. So, but at one point we had 5 of our own dogs, and we were extremely active foster parents, and we had at one point, I swear, when we were in Gainesville, we had somewhere in the neighborhood of like 15 to 20 dogs in our house. It was like
20.
Did we have the 2 pregnant moms and baby? No, we didn't.
No, but that's when we had just kind of rescued Winnie.
Yes.
And then a mother,
it was the pit bull, right?
No, it was the Chihuahua.
Minnie.
Yep, Minnie. Chihuahua came in that was pregnant and about to
give birth.
So we took her because that's who the rescue would always call us if there was anything remotely like that.
Which we loved.
But so we had her, we had our 5 dogs, and then we had her, and then we had...
I think, weren't we babysitting Gus at that point too?
Well,
or did we have Gussie and Junie?
Yes. Yeah. We were babysitting 2 dogs. So that's why...
2 of our previous fosters who were born at our house, they got adopted, but then whenever their parents went out of town, they would come to our house. So we had our 5. We had Gus and Junie, our previous Shih Tzus that were born at our house. Then we had a pregnant mommy, and then she had her babies. I think 5 babies.
Yeah, at our house.
And I don't remember who else, but we had a lot. It was heavenly.
Did we have?
We loved it.
That one Shih Tzu who she was maybe a little overweight.
Penelope?
No. The big Shih Tzu that the whole goal and then went to some guy who had a ranch in like Ocala or something.
Oh, I don't remember. Maybe I can't remember who we had at that time. But we had a lot. We had a lot of dogs. Yeah. So, anyways, all that to say,
our house was perfect for that.
It was perfect.
It was easy to like separate the dogs if they needed to be separated, and man, it was crazy, but kind of like controlled.
It was totally controlled. Yeah, it wasn't chaotic. It wasn't chaotic. Yeah. It was we loved it.
I remember 2 of them were we were babysitting.
So. Right. Yeah. We were babysitting. Yeah. So we love animals, and it's very strange to be down to 1 at this point in our lives, because not so long ago there was a point in time where we had, a lot at any given time. Even if we only had ours that were ours, they were 5 of them. So I mean, we've always had a busy house in that way. So it's kind of strange to be down to 1, but I think it's important that everyone walks through their grief in their own way. And for me, Winnie was my soul pup, and I don't feel ready, or as much as I miss her a lot and feel, I feel the hole in our lives and I think in my heart, and missing Winnie. I also don't feel, for me, that the right move is to immediately, try to find someone I also don't think that's fair to, whoever we would adopt. So we're open to it if and when our exact perfect pup makes themselves known in our lives. But
we may have to end up forming a chain to get them to us, but
yes, a transport chain. We always joke about, because I of course follow and all of these like Shih Tzu rescues or whatever. And anytime I see one that I'm like, oh, I wonder if she would be like a great fit for our family, but she's in Texas, I'm like, well, we'll just have to put out a call to all of our followers and see if we can get them to like drive different legs to Key West, or like fly her. Yeah. Just get on a plane and fly her, and we'll put them up for a couple of nights and then they can fly home or something. But yeah, so we'll see. I mean, we're very open to where the universe leads us on that front, but yeah, we're just walking the path.
Yep.
So,
well, I think that this was a good podcast that we just put together.
Yeah, good little podcast. Is there anything about real estate that you want to talk about? You want to say anything about Cook?
I mean, we have our listing out at Cook Island. It's listed for $749. It's a 2-bedroom, 1-bath. It is off-grid living, but what is off-grid nowadays, really, right? Get some nice solar, you have your cistern and septic tank, and you're ready to go. It is boat accessible only, but it's, what, a 7 to 10 minute boat ride from the marina in Big Pine?
It's so easy.
I mean, it is beachfront living at its finest. And I'm sure you've seen our videos. You wake up, you roll out of bed, and you're right there, man. The view's insane. We did have 2. We sold 1 to some lovely buyers. And so now we're just trying to find their neighbors. Yeah. And it does have a buildable lot. Yep. It's technically 1.13 acres. So reach out if you are interested in that. I'll tell you what, when we have those videos go viral, which we've done on multiple, the amount of people that reach out is insane. It's crazy. These are special properties.
Well, it's also, there's a couple of things. One, it's boat accessible. It is off grid. So we always kind of say it's kind of like glamping. I think you could make it better than glamping, but like at its base, it's glamping.
Yeah, I mean, it has mini splits, so it's AC, and it has its fridge, it's and
very
propane
comfortable.
For its
absolutely
stovetop.
And there's people who live out there full time, so it's not as if like you can't or whatever. But it takes. We've had some people who reach out who were very qualified, very excited, and they were older, and so they were just concerned about if they were to have like some sort of like a health emergency. We've had people who have like heart problems and things like that. And I think that's very valid. So that would be another consideration. It's maybe not for like an elderly person or someone who has, something like that. So these are kind of the things that play against it, but also it is a cash only deal. Now our seller is open to seller financing. So it's not to say that you have to have $750,000 cash right now, but that's something that could be discussed as well. But I mean, it has
I think this may have gotten cut off because of the Bluetooth, but our seller is open to owner financing. Yeah. So you technically don't need to have the $750,000 ready to rock and roll.
Gotta have some cash.
But you gotta have some. 50% is preferred.
Preferred, sure.
But everything's open to negotiations.
Absolutely.
If you make the other terms fantastic, maybe we could work something out.
Yeah. So like, if someone called and said, I don't have the cash now, but I am selling a property in a year and I'm happy to have like a 2-year balloon. Well, that's compelling, for a less cash, but it's coming up, a 2-year balloon. Yeah, that would be a compelling conversation. So anyways, and it also has the private dock. So that's the other thing. It has a dock, which is our other property didn't. That took the perfect buyer. Yep. And they know it doesn't have a dock, and they were perfectly okay with that. So it's a very interesting property. I always envision it being one and it could be for anyone, but when I think about it, I'm like, how cool would it be for it to be like a family, like a younger family, maybe that had kids, or maybe grandparents who have kids who like to kids and grandkids that like to come vacation. I mean, to make memories out on this island to vacation with your kids and grandkids out on this island, because like it's beautiful, but it's still very wild out there in a lot of ways, because the 1.3, a lot of that lot is actually
1.13.
Sorry, 1.13. A lot of that lot is actually protected, eco-sensitive. So it's like mangroves and stuff. You can go back there. There's
it's technically your property. You just can't build on it.
Right. But there's key deer out there. There's like hermit crabs. I think they see turtles out there.
Everything.
Sharks.
The water's right there.
When we got off the boat last time, there's a shark right there. There's great diving right off. I mean, like I just think of you when you were a kid. And your cousins.
Could you imagine being able to if
you would have had a blast out there?
I mean, you're out there. You truly it's an offshore island. Yeah. So there's only a couple of full timers. So if no one else is there, you got the island to yourself, and like you're just going to see probably more of the sky than you've ever seen in your life.
Yeah, I want to actually go out there at
one night. Yeah,
I just think it would be, just breathtaking, just so quiet, so serene, very little light pollution. So seeing the night sky and the stars, I think it could be like a really cool retreat for someone who had family they wanted to make memories like that with. So, and some people ask us about internet too. So I think we should, like, if you wanted to work remotely out there, you could, because it's like Starlink. You can get internet out
my
there.
My understanding is if you just got Starlink,
Yeah.
you'd be good. I've talked to people who are up in the mountains and all that, and they have no signal, but they have Starlink and it works pretty well.
Yeah.
So.
And like Greg said, you're like maybe depending like 7 to 10 minutes to the dock. And then once you're on the dock, you're like a 5-minute drive to Winn-Dixie. So, you know, it's almost the same travel time to the grocery store as if you're in like Sugarloaf or something like that. You know, it's just
or
part of
wherever you live.
Yeah. Yeah.
You,
right.
You may
literally
drive 30 minutes to go to.
Yeah.
Now the difference is you do have to get on the boat. Maybe it's stormy or whatever. But I think really what that would come down to is just planning a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. So. Yep. So anyways, that I wanted to squeeze in a little real estate talk here, but we had a lot to catch up on. So
we did.
I'm glad we did that. And I think this has been a great first episode to our new season.
Yes.
We
nailed it. All right. Thank you guys very much.
Thank you.
And... Oh. Well, there you go. Another technical difficulty, but thank you very much. And we'll see you guys on the next episode. Bye.